Using robots to learn coding. That's the lesson plan on this day at Orville Wright Elementary in Modesto, California. It's just one example of how education and technology go hand in hand at all levels within the Modesto City Schools.
Using these EdTech tools is a great way to engage them for longer than their attention span calls for.
These tools that third grade teacher Brienne Podesta speaks of are making a real difference. According to the district's graduation rate intervention team in the 2021 to 2022 academic year, the district leveraged Schoology Learning and Performance Matters to decrease poor academic grades among secondary students by 8%, marking a substantial decrease in student course failures and a lower number of dropouts year over year. Modesto City Schools attribute improved student outcomes in part to the early warning indicators within PowerSchool Performance Matters, which is part of the personalized learning cloud.
The tools that we're using Performance Matters. We're using our data dashboards. We're using our data discussions and our data protocols, and all of that ties back to the EdTech tools that we have. So I would absolutely attribute to that. We have seen a major decline in the percentage of D's and F's that our students are receiving. And ultimately, that will end up in a lower count of students failing classes and an increased rate of students graduating.
Ryan Reynolds is Senior Director of Assessment Evaluation at Modesto City Schools and part of the Grad Rate Intervention Team. He says PowerSchool products not only help students improve, but also save teachers time.
We are creating all these Excel reports and pushing them out and emailing them all over the district. No more, no more. We are now using Performance Matters because you can build a report. It's one size fits all because you just drop the measures in and then you hit the share button, and depending on the user who clicks it, they see what they have access to see. So if you're at this school, well, you're only going to see the students that are at your school, but you'll see the data for the report that I provided you.
To extend these results into elementary schools, the district launched Schoology Learning to now support attendance tracking among the district's 14,000 elementary students. Podesta teaches at Wright Elementary and will be moving into a new role as an educational technology coach next year. She uses tools from PowerSchool Personalized Learning Cloud just about every day. She regularly uses Performance Matters to create assessments, which she pushes out through Schoology Learning. She also uses Performance Matters to dig into student trends with her professional learning communities, also known as PLCs.
Just the way Performance Matters organizes the data, it's not just common assessments, it's the LPAC data, it's the CASP data, it's any tests that they take. It's all that information is there, easy access for us. So if we don't have to look in files, it's very instantaneous.
The 30,000 students at Modesto City Schools have access to these tools because they were very carefully chosen by the district's technology staff, including Savitri Naidu, who has been with MCS for over 25 years.
Having PowerSchool products has really allowed us to integrate and collaborate on our efforts, and so there's a lot of integration with like Schoology and Performance Matters. We can have the students initiate their assessments off of Schoology, and then the scores go back to Performance Matters, and then teachers are able to update their grades on Schoology, and it feeds back to the Power Teacher gradebook. So all of those things, allow for reduction of time and effort on our staff.
That time savings helps teachers truly personalize learning for students in the district, something Chief Technology Officer Russ Selkin has set out to do.
Personalized learning, leveraging the PowerSchool system, and again, it's more along Schoology and the digital learning and the homework assignments, as well as teachers being able to have their pulse on the students' performance is what's making it different, and that's part of what I like about the vision of where PowerSchool is going.
Modesto has infused technology and data into education in other ways as well, including the launch of an esports program for all students K through 12. And the district's application of Schoology Learning helped them win the 2022 ISTE Distinguished District Award, which is designated to school districts for innovative use of technology. Modesto City Schools was awarded this distinction for their MCS EdTech Explorers professional development program, which is built on Schoology Learning. Matthew Ketchum, Director of Education Technology, says MCS uses PowerSchool to support both programs, with PowerSchool eCollect forms helping to track the signups of dozens of esports participants, and Schoology used as the base for the MCS EdTech Explorers. Ketchum sees the value of PowerSchool products for these special programs and day-to-day instruction.
What's really helpful, it's a one-stop place for the teacher, student, and parent, And teachers love when they can use these tools that work together, the data talks to each other, and they can stumble upon the next application in that bundle, and it's easy to get to.
We don't lose track of why technologies exist in the school district. It's for the teacher and the student. And if you're not effective with that, then nothing else really matters.
Selkin says that ultimately, Modesto's district-wide infusion of technology is about the amount of time teachers have to teach.
Teachers' efficiencies, they're not focusing on the clumsiness of jumping from system to system and doing standalone assessments. They can spend their time doing student education. The system should just be a transparent tool that integrates into the educational process in the classroom, and I think that's where we're at. We have some growth to do in that area, but that's the direction that we're heading in, and PowerSchools have been enabled that opportunity.